Hi, third graders. Welcome back. I hope you guys had a great weekend. So today we're going to go ahead and start with our next lesson, area of a rectangle. And this lesson starts on page 785. So go ahead and open up your math books. Okay, here we go. Area of a rectangle. So let's go ahead and read the example one. Go ahead and read it with me. So a park manager is building a small rectangular playground. It will be 10 meters by 7 meters. Its area will be covered with shredded tires. What is the area of the playground that will be covered with shredded tires? So they're gonna show you two ways to do this, okay? So the first way that they're going to show you is to tile a rectangle. Now, the way that they're doing this is, so here they gave you, if I can get this, the box or the rectangle that is 10 meters by 7 meters, okay? And so the first way that they did is to draw in the tiles or little boxes. And so what this means, it's kind of like an array when you look at it. So if this is 10 and 7, you would have 10 across and 7 going down, okay? And so the easiest way to look at this, like I said, is to look at it as an array. So they drew in all the squares here. And so now it says step 1, tile a rectangle with unit squares, which just means draw in the squares. It is 10 unit squares long and 7 unit squares wide. And then step 2 is to count the unit squares. Okay, now you could obviously count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. But if we know that there's 10 squares already across, let's just count by tens, okay? So it's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. So there are 70 unit squares. Now, another way to do this, which is personally going to be the easiest way to do this, at least for me it is. Now, if you still need some practice with your multiplication facts, you might still have to use the unit squares, and that's fine. That's totally fine. But if you're pretty good with your multiplication facts, then this way is definitely going to be faster and easier once you get those multiplication facts down again, okay? So another way to do this is to multiply the side lengths. So multiply the length by the width. So that would be 10, I have it here, 10 times 7, okay? Which, going back to the arrays, because it's something we've already done before, that's exactly what we do with an array, right? We multiply the top number by the side number, or in this case, it's the length by the width. So 10 times 7 equals 70, okay? So way quicker than having to count, not only draw the boxes, because in this example, they drew the boxes for you, but in the independent practice, you'd have to do it on your own. So it's just quicker when you can multiply it. So area, I'm reading down here, area is measured in square units. In this case, it is measured in square meters. So the area of the playground is 70 square meters. Okay, and then at the bottom, they have a way that you can check your work. And that's basically just by repeated addition, 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10, 7 times, which in the end is multiplication. Okay, so go ahead and turn your page. Okay, now here we're going to move into, believe it or not, some algebra. Okay, so I'm up here, and go ahead and read this part with me. A formula is an equation that shows the relationship between two or more quantities. A formula uses letters to represent the quantities. You can use a formula to find the area of a rectangle. And so looking at this key concept right here, we are looking at the area of a rectangle. And so to find the area A of a rectangle, multiply the length L by the width W. Okay, and so right below that, you see listed the formula, which says A equals L times W. In other words, a formula is just kind of like a number sentence using letters to remind you how to do something in math, if that makes sense. So, for example, to find the area, that's what the A stands for, is area. You're going to, or is, because we know the equal sign means is the length, which they use the cursive L, times the width. Okay, that's all that formula is saying. The formula says that the area is or equals the length times width. Okay. Now, as you guys get into 4th grade, 5th grade, 6th grade, junior high, high school, college, they're going to give you so many formulas, which is just kind of like, it's just an equation that helps you figure certain things out. I don't know. Anyways, okay, Miss Rodriguez, we're in 3rd grade. Let's stick to 3rd grade. So, for example 2, we're going to find the area of the rectangle, okay? Now, here they have a rectangle, okay? They did not draw the unit squares inside. So if you look at it, this is 9 and this is 5, okay? So that means that if you do want to draw the unit squares inside, this would have 9 and this side would have 5. Okay, so if you need to go ahead and draw those in, that's fine. But for this example, they're using the formula that they just gave you, area equals width, or area equals length times width. So replace each symbol with its value. So area equals length times width. So we're going to use this formula, okay? And then we're going to replace the letters. So length, the L and the W, we're going to replace it with the letter, we're going to replace that with the numbers, okay? So here we have area is equal to 9, because that's the length, times 5, because that's the width. And so 9 times 5 is, you got it, 45. So the area equals 45. So we just multiplied the length times the width, okay? So area is measured in square units, like we've talked about. In this case, it is measured in square feet. See how it says FT at the end of it? Okay, it's measured in feet. Sometimes it'll be measured in meters, like the last one was. So the area is 45 square feet. Okay, so formula is just an equation that they give you to try to make it easier to solve problems like this. Okay, so the formula to find the area of a rectangle is length times width. Okay, so let's look at guided practice. So guided practice is find the area of each rectangle. So why don't you guys go ahead and do guided practice on your own. Go ahead and pause this video, and then when you are done, go ahead and press play again, okay? Oh, geez, I think I'm so funny. Okay, here we go. Guided practice number 1, find the area of each rectangle. So once again, I could draw in my square units if I have to, but if not, I know that area equals length times width. And so if area equals length times width, I'm just going to go ahead and write that down just because it's easier for me to remember. And so I'm going to replace my numbers with the letters. So that would be area is equal to 6 times 2. And so I know that 6 times 2 equals 12. You got it. The area is 12 square inches. Okay. And so looking at guided practice number 2, I'm going to do the same thing just because it helps me memorize the formula, and it helps me solve the equation. So if area is equal to length times width, I'm going to just replace my numbers with the letters. And so that would be 3 times 3. And I know that 3 times 3 equals 9. And so the area is 9 square meters. So in conclusion, the formula to find the area of a rectangle is area equals length times width. Okay, 2 ways to solve this: draw in the squares, count them up, or simply just multiply length times width. Okay, if you guys still need some more help with this, feel free to rewatch this video. And we will have office hours tomorrow, so if you guys have any other questions, feel free to ask me then. I hope you guys have a great day. I can't wait to see you soon. See you later.